Welcome back to action now from the final round of the Extreme Festival of Motorsport, and it's South African Touring Cars and Supacup that are going to wrap up their championships. The one that we're going to concentrate the most on, of course, is Supacup. That's where the battle is. Robert Volk already taking the championship down in Cape Town for the touring cars. But I can tell you something, there's still going to be a bit of a fight at the front end as well. Mokgotsi versus Campos is what we said. Who's it going to be by the time they wrap things up here at the end of the day at the final round of touring cars and Supacup? We're going to qualifying. You can see it's going to be a bit of a tight affair at the front end with Anthony Pretorius pushing hard. He's been on international duties over the last couple of weekends, testing for Mercedes-Benz GT4 team for next year. So he's certainly fired up and wants to be at least at the front end of this pack to impress the team he was testing for. As the checkered flag comes out, qualifying ended up as pretty much as usual with the top two there fighting hard. Robert Volk, the new champion, Saud Variawa, the old champion, and back in the seat in the Gazoo Racing Toyota. It's Keegan Campos that's put it on pole though for Supacup, and that is advantage Campos if he can stay there and keep Mokgotsi down where he finished in 6th place. Look out for the rest of the field coming through this pack in the touring cars and Supacup class. Robert Volk taking pole position and getting the Dunlop Award with that. Let's catch up with him and see what his plans are for the day.
I think we've got a great race pace and balance, so yeah, it's about getting through turn 1, especially being on the outside, and just seeing what happens, and then yeah, usual story, race 2 reverse should be entertaining. So, but yeah, I think we've definitely got the package to put it on the front and win, so looking forward to it.
Keegan Campos, and he's done one of the 3 so far, getting pole position for Supacup.
Always exciting to get pole, prize money always goes towards the boys in the bar, so guys, come see me later. Yeah, there's nothing more I can do. I have nothing to lose, I can say it like that, all to gain. Obviously starting on pole is a good start for the weekend, and let's see how it goes for race 1.
Great to have support from Dunlop and from Wix Filters and all the associate sponsors involved in the Touring Car Championship and all the team sponsors as well. Great to have Team Perfect Circle's Andre Besaidnout back on the grid, the only master for the weekend. Julian van der Walt is going to be fighting hard to try and get ahead of his 2 stable mates, I'm sure. And Jason Campos hopefully going to be helping his brother out to try and fight it out at the front end of the Supacup class. It's time to go racing. On board now with the pole man waiting for those lights to go out. Robert Volk looking to try and get the drop on the rest of this pack as they head down towards turn 1, but Variawa is on his inside and he's got the whole shot into turn 1, so Variawa makes a welcome return and goes back to the front where he's been for a long time. Cup class coming out of turn number 1, and what a start there from Tate Bishop. He's got the jump. Oh, Diaz is off track. A couple other cars in the background going off circuit as well. One of them might have been on a side note for Team Perfect Circle. He went right to the back of the pack there. Not why he wanted. Cara Hill, the other car that went into the kitty litter. All of them managing to get out though, fortunately, as we're doing some aerial material here from Marius Roberts. Tate Bishop now looking straight back into the clutches of the man who wants to be ahead of him. Keegan Campos has to get the victory. To secure this championship, Campos has to get the victory, the fastest laps, and that pole position. As I said, he's done one of the 3 so far. Let's see what he can do now as we go back to the front end of the touring cars. And it is Michael Van Rooyen who's up to 2nd place. Robert Volk into 3rd place now, being hounded by Anthony Pretorius. Pretorius now has got some trouble of his own in the form of Natim Samanga. And then Julian van der Walt, not with the customary start we see from him in that GTI. As they come across the line, Saud Variawa opening up a massive margin as they head towards turn 1. He's definitely going to be a difficult man to beat. But the champion, the newly crowned champion, is all over the back of that Rustenburg rocket. Michael Van Rooyen in the 2nd of the Gazoo Racing Corollas. Van Rooyen doing the job of the blocker there, but doesn't really have to worry about the blocking. He's got to try and secure 2nd place in this championship, and Van der Walt is the man who's closest to him. And right now, Van der Walt is nowhere in terms of that championship because he's 6 cars back. So a little bit of work to do there for Julian van der Walt. If Michael Van Rooyen stays where he is right now, 2nd place will be his. He's fighting hard for that 2nd spot because Robert Volk has already secured the championship. And Volk now looking for a chance to get through and go hunting for Saud Variawa, the man he took the title away from. Little cut back there from Volk. Good driving from Robert Volk. He saw Michael Van Rooyen going in hot, and it looks like he might have been able to make it stick. Has he been able to get through? Yes, he has. Opportunistic, and it worked to perfection. He saw Van Rooyen go in hot into turn 5. He changed his line, cut the apex late, and then just came swooping through on the inside to get into turn 6 ahead of Michael Van Rooyen. Pretorius goes defensive and stays ahead of Natim Samanga, who shows a wheel into turn 1 again. And he'll look to see if he can squeeze past. He can't. We're back on board here with the aerial stuff from Marius Roberts heading down towards turn number 2. And then back to the cup class. And look at the gap that Tate pulled out. Where is Mokgotsi? Is he 3rd? Yes, he is. Jonathan Mkhotsi in third place, exactly where he needs to be, right behind Keegan Campos. Charles has dropped back ever so slightly as the rest of the Cup class head down towards turn 2. And in turn 2, Jason Campos has to try and find a way through there on Jonathan Mkhotsi. He has to negate as many points as possible to help his brother out win this championship. Diaz will be trying to help out as well. They're stablemates, remember, not teammates, but certainly wanting an opportunity there for Keegan Campos to win this one out. He's got to get past Tate Bishop, and Bishop is not having any of it. He just wants the victory. Jason Campos in the turn 1 car, pushing hard to close things down there on Jonathan Mkhotsi. Then it's Diaz in the background. We saw a magnificent turnaround there from Calvin Diaz and from his brother Dominic over this weekend. Keegan, look how hard he's pushing. He's really driving hard there to try and close that gap down on Tate Bishop. Maybe overdriving ever so slightly there. Visser keeps out the rest of the pack there. Saad Variawa, then it's Fenta. Behind that is that Brad Liebenberg. Yeah, Brad Liebenberg so far back. Wow, hasn't gone according to plan there for the Sparko man. A bit further back in this pack. He's just ahead of Davide Franco, who's found some good pace this weekend for Team Red and GSW. As they come across the line, another lap completed. Visser nowhere near his teammate, can't help out Jonathan Mkhotsi whatsoever. Mkhotsi has to fight it out amongst 4 stablemates at the front end. But one great value there for him is Tate Bishop. And as I say, that Bishop with a bit of a problem. Tate Bishop with an issue coming through turn 3. Something went wrong there. Looks like he missed a gear or something, and it's allowed Campos back out to the front. The angry car has had some problems. Speaking of problems, that's Michael van Rooyen. Van Rooyen stuck in the kiddie litter at turn 1. On board Rod Volk heading down towards the final corner. Looks like he might have a problem of his own. Inside line from Anthony Pretorius, coming to the chicken flag as well. Oh, it's all gone wrong here. Van der Vat dives through on his inside as well, drops Robert Volk down to 4th place. And Julian van der Vat promoted up to 3rd, Pretorius to 2nd, the win going to Saud Variawa. Keegan Campos coming for the victory in the Cup class. He's got through on the final lap ahead of Tate Bishop. Exactly what he needed to do. Get the win, get the pole, get the fastest lap. And those yellow flags of Michael van Rooyen's car. Fortunately, we didn't go to safety car, because that could have ended up in chaos. So have a look at the results. Variawa, Pretorius and Julian van der Vat are your top 3 in the touring car class. Keegan Campos wins out the Super Cup class, beating Tate Bishop and Jonathan Mkhotsi. And all the way down in 19th place. Eventually a lap down there, Andre Besaidno taking the win in the Masters. A nice consolation win for Saud Variawa after his injury in the off-road crash.
My reaction time was really great on the lights, but yeah, we managed to get into P1 after turn 1 and kept the lead till the end of the race, building a huge gap to P2, which is really amazing. It's quite relieving as a team because we had a lot of issues throughout the year and we didn't have enough pace from the start of the year, but to finish first with such a gap, it's really good for the last race. It really shows that we are going to be strong going into next year.
Keegan Campos will be thrilled with his win.
Overall, I mean, race pace was decent. Tate got the jump on me off the line. He definitely had the pace, he ran away. I'm not quite sure what happened to him on the last lap. Ironically, it's what I needed. I do feel bad for him. I will definitely go and have a word and to see what happened. Nothing worse than something, mechanically going wrong with his car. But I'll take the points, it's much needed, and let's see what we do in race 2.
Stay with us, because after the break we'll find out who will be champion. Welcome back to the final race of the South African Championship for 2024 for SA Touring Cars. The championship is done and dusted in the touring car side of things. We've seen that already. Second place is pretty much in that man's hands if he can just have a good finish and beat out Julian van der Vat. But the one we're going to be concentrating on is Supacup. Let's see as we go down with the touring cars first, though, to the line to start the final heat of 2024. Michael van Rooyen is on pole position, exactly where he wants to be to try and cement that second place. But what a start from his teammate. Diving through and doing the teammates roll, and oh, there's a big touch. Big touch there between Volk, Saud Variawa and Van der Vat. And looks like Michael van Rooyen has just survived coming through there and avoiding all the chaos in the background. The Super Cup class head down towards turn 1 now as well. Yellow flags waving to warn them. But as they come out of turn number 1, you can see hard braking coming through there on the inside line from Keegan Campos to take the lead. So it's Campos out front. Where is Mkhotsi? Is he in the mix? No, he's tucked in about 6th place at this point in time. So it's all gone wrong there for him. But I think there's going to be a good possibility here of a red flag. You got Volk and Van der Vat stuck in the kiddie litter, and there you have it. Red flag is out. So we'll have to do it all again. Robert Volk, incredibly, that's what the touch was. Him and Variawa with a little nudge into that corner, and the two of them ending up with Van der Walt in the kiddie litter. Let's have a look at the restart. They've managed to get all the cars back on track. Incredibly great effort from the teams there on the grid to fix some broken cars. Here we go with Supacup. Inside line for Campos, outside line for Tate Bishop. Watch out for Machotsi. He's side by side there with Diaz as they head towards the start. The light's about to go out for the Supacup class. This is for the championship. And Keegan Campos has got the whole shot, exactly what he needs. Tate Bishop on his outside. And both the Diaz boys on his inside as we go down towards turn number 2. Oh, there's a touch. Tate Bishop has come together with Diaz. Diaz going backwards straight. Oh, and he slams into Keegan Campos. Can you believe that? The angry car survives and just avoids being taken out by 2 spinning cars. But Campos got T-boned by Diaz as they went into turn 2. There was nothing that Keegan Campos could do about it. And it looks like Diaz has now moved himself up as well. I'm not quite sure if it was Dom or... Oh, and Jason Campos up for turn 4. There's just some chaos all around the circuit at the moment in the Super Cup class. There, from the aerial material, are the 2 cars down at turn 2. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars. Dean Fenter running down towards Diaz's second car. I think that's Dominic Diaz that's parked on there and has got into a big fray there. Red flag out immediately. Both drivers out of the car, though, fortunately. And yeah, not how we wanted to start this one. Let's have a look at it here as we go on. Nicky Vastanos on board with him. There's a little touch just ahead of him. And then it just goes, wow! Vastanos was so lucky to avoid that. He must have had his heart in his mouth as he came through turn 4. This is Keegan Campos' point of view. He turns in, not worried about anything. And the next thing, he's just got Calvin Diaz slamming into the side of him. And Dominic Diaz, 2 corners later, goes flying off the track again. So the second restart now. Let's see if we can get through at least 1 lap of action for this final race of touring cars. This time out, it is Michael van Rooyen who gets the whole shot. His teammates are a bit further back there, but he's going to have to fend off Robert Volk and Pretorius as they go down into turn 2. We go back to the Cup class for the start. And it's, they've got Keegan Campos back on track. Can you believe that? An incredible job there from the Campos transport team. And Machotzi's on his tail. Saad Variawa is into 3rd place by the looks of things in the Toyota. And there's a whole bunch of cars missing from that grid. They're all either in pit lane or on the side of the track right now, out of harm's way. But definitely not the same pack of Super Cup cars that we've seen. The back of the pack, nice to see Dylan Prodigy, the Bulawayo man, in for his first time out there in Super Cup. And what a baptism of fire he would have had, seeing all the chaos unfold in front of him. Well, the chaos has still got to be sorted out here, and the final race has still got to be run. And we're into at least 2 laps now of very little incidents. I think they've all calmed down a little bit. Schofield keeping out both Saud Variawa and Julian Van der Walt. Van der Walt that far back is going to give Michael van Rooyen 2nd place in this championship if he takes this victory. So Michael van Rooyen keeping out Robert Volk, the new champion, as they come across the line and complete another lap in anger. Campos from Machotzi. If Machotzi stays where he is right now, the championship is his. There is nothing more that Keegan Campos can do about it. Nicky Vastanos in there too. And looks like he's having to fend off a little bit of attention here in the closing stages. That attention is coming in the form of Dean Fenter, I think. And then we've got angry car of Tate Bishop also making his way back to the front end. So Tate Bishop certainly didn't have the start he wanted. He gets through, or does he? No, he doesn't. He has to follow through right behind Vastanos. One of the best runs we've seen out of Nicky Vastanos. At the front end, though, Campos is doing it right. Machotzi in 2nd. Brilliant run here coming from Saad Variawa. Certainly the best that Gazoo Racing Toyota Starlet has had, ahead of Charles Visser. That means he's found something special here, that is for sure. Visser, remember, will be climbing out the car, joining Brad Liebenberg and heading off to represent South Africa in the World Karting Final straight after this heat. So all of these little delays must be their dad's worried sick about making those flights in time to get to Italy. Fight for 3rd place down into turn 8 now. Anthony Pretorius in the South African touring cars. Just got Natyam Samanga behind him. They're trying to close down there on Michael Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen's dropped to 2nd. That means Robert Volk leads out. Must mean that, because no, there we go. Just got a shot of him coming out of turn 2. So Robert Volk has hit the front, and Van Rooyen is down to 2nd as they come out of Cashel Corner. So a little change up there. Robert Volk is going to get the final victory, cementing his championship with the last blood of the season. And look at the windscreen on that car after the damage, after that incident. How's he driving? Only he knows. I think that Dunlop sticker is keeping that windscreen on the car. Have a look at this. This is Robert Volk's point of view. Oh, and that's the reason why. I thought it was damage from the crash, but it was actually his bonnet that flew open. So Robert Volk with some damage from the bonnet. They must have secured that bonnet down in the break between the 2 starts, and that's allowed him to get the checkered flag with the damaged windscreen and all. Keegan Campos, as I said, has done it all right. Unfortunately, though, look who's in 2nd place. It's Jonathan Machotzi. take nothing away from the battle that these two have had all season long. Campos is going to get the final victory, but the championship is going to go to the man who started his racing career on a PlayStation and has moved himself up now to a national championship victory in the Supacup for 2024. Congratulations to Jonathan Mokgotsi there for second, and Tate Bishop coming through for third. Volk from Rooyen, Pretorius Msamanga, Saad Variawa and Julian van der Vat. Keegan Campos wins out, but it's Mokgotsi who's crowned champion with Bishop in third place. And once again, all the way down, just outside the top 20 on Ebersay Note for the win in the Masters. Robert Volk taking the victory and the championship. Let's catch up with him.
Certainly a race of attrition. I mean, 3 starts and just, I guess, after the first one, got taken out. The setup and obviously the tracking was quite far out. And obviously the windshield was smashed, but yeah, overall, it still had a decent package. So it just shows how strong the car was today, and all credit to the team. It's great to finish on a high note, and yeah, it's a great season all around. So great to wrap it up.
Not much to say here. Mokgotsi champion.
Long time coming. It's been a long time coming. I started this incredible journey in 2017. Got close a number of times. We finally done it. Crazy race. Oh man, all the red flags, the carnage, I managed to avoid pretty much all of it. Rejoin at some point, I think 7th or 8th, just to try and stay out of the mess. Unfortunately paid out because there was a restart. And I mean, look, the goal here was just to, stay close to Keegs, and we managed to do that.
Yes, he can remove that number 4 now and make it number 1. Robert Volk takes the championship in the touring cars ahead of Michael van Rooyen and Julian van der Vat. What an epic battle. I can't wait for 2025. And in the Super Cup class, Jonathan Mokgotsi secures his first South African championship over Keegan Campos. What an epic battle. It's been an amazing season, and we certainly hope you've enjoyed all the action we've brought you throughout 2024's Extreme Festival. We look forward to joining you next year as we go at it again around the country for Extreme Festival National Motorsport. All this Extreme Festival action is proudly brought to you by Astron Energy, Volkswagen Motorsport, Dunlop Tires, and InvestChem Chemical Logistics.